All right, traders, this is my 6th consecutive green day in a row. We are absolutely on fire within Trader Society. We ended up utilizing the trading plans that were posted in last night's video, and this was another successful green day. In terms of the trading analysis that I shared with you guys in last night's video, I told you we were valuing the SPY at $448 for a move up sometime during this week based off the daily chart pattern. That price target was already hit, and that daily chart pattern ended up working out. And I also told you guys we were interested in buying put options and shorting the market, and our key levels to do so was at the gap, $449, literally towards the exact high of day today, and also using our previous support, meaning when SPY cracks a key support level and it has a big drop, if it spikes right back up, we're interested in shorting that previous support level. If it reacts as a resistance, new lower high, which was at 448. You should have had a phenomenal green day today, man. Trader Society is absolutely on fire. If you go to our polls, you will visually see right here, everyone is going green. We are on fire. Every single trading plan that we are putting out is printing. This is what we're doing, man. We are taking money out of the market every single day. And if you go to the key levels, everything planned out to an exact T. We were planning to buy puts right here at $449 gap. We were planning to buy puts right here. 448, previous support, should react as a new lower high, react as a resistance. All of this happened. And then right here, this was the update at 10:10 a.m. You could visually see, reset your price alerts for this zone. Puts should work again. Whenever SPY wants to go back to this zone, you're going to want to do puts. The zone was 447.95 to 448.40, meaning you buy puts at the lower level, and then you add if it spikes to the higher level, and then you have a stop slightly above that. So that trade idea ended up working out as well on top of the analysis that I posted last night. So let's quickly recap it, and then I'm going to share with you the new trading plan on how we are planning to make money heading into tomorrow. Our new key levels for puts to short the market as it's going down, our new key levels for calls to buy as the market's going up. I will show you how to master the market, how to trade price action, how to trade those trend reversals. Let's get straight into it. So in terms of yesterday's video, I shared with you on why I was expecting the SPY to go to $448 sometime this week, and that was solely based off of the daily chart pattern. Will, what's the pattern that you use? What's the strategy that you use? Go back and watch yesterday's video. Do not waste my time. I will not repeat myself. So if you want to learn what it is I'm doing, watch yesterday's video. With that being said, in terms of the overall idea, it was to buy puts at the gap. And I explained this in yesterday's video. So again, go back and watch yesterday's video. You will see the trading plan and the trading strategies that I'm using to explain this, right? But just to quickly sum it up, it was very, very simple. If you go back throughout the overall chart on the SPY, the strategies that we were using were extremely simple. We were simply waiting for the gap to fill. Right here, you can see the SPY had a lot of support. You see all the support at 449.20, a lot of support. There's a gap to fill here. When it goes back up to the gap, it's going to try to reverse. We call that a gap close reversal. It's going to try to pull back. Another reason why it's going to try to pull back is because all of this support right here was never tested. You see how once it cracked this support, it just gapped down and it had a massive sell to 442.75. So the point being is, once it spikes back up to that previous support, it's going to try to turn it into resistance. Plus, there's a gap there, so it's going to try to turn that previous support into resistance, close the gap, have a reversal, form lower highs, which is exactly what happened. And this was another reason, if you looked at the 1 minute chart, like I said in yesterday's video, let's just quickly go back to the 5-day 1 minute, and you're going to visually see, right? Because this strategy that I'm sharing with you right here has made me over 6 figures alone just this year. So this was the key support on the SPY, which is how we came up with our lower level, 448. You can see right here, SPY had a lot of support at 447.80. SPY had a lot of support at 447.90, and there was a little gap. You see the little gap on the intraday chart? When it cracked this support level, it sold off very, very hard. It never spiked back up to 448, meaning when it goes back to 448 for the first time, it should react as a new lower high, as a resistance level. That trade idea worked out 100% spot on, using that same strategy. Now, how did I come up with this one? How did I come up with this alert that I posted at 10:10 a.m.? Well, if you go to 10:10 a.m., I told people to buy puts at 447.90 and to add if it goes to 448.80. Why did I tell them that? The reason why I told them that was because the same exact strategy that I literally just shared with you. So if we go to the pre-market on the SPY, let me know if you had the awareness to identify this opportunity, because if you actually watch my videos and implement the information that I'm giving you, because I show you how to create these key levels, you should have been all over that. You should have been thinking that before I even posted the alert at 10 a.m. So if you look right here in the pre-market, SPY had support at 447.90s. You see how it's consolidating. You see how it has support. Well, once that support level cracked, and again, there was also higher support right here, which is why I said you can add at 448.40. This is the point. There was support right here, and there was support right here. The SPY had a massive drop. So if it goes right back up to that previous support, it will likely pull back first. And as you could see, as soon as it went up to my key level, I posted that alert at 10 a.m. telling them redo puts at that key level, because the pre-market support cracked, meaning it's going to try to spike back up. And when it spikes back up, it's going to try to form the new lower high, react as a resistance. I gave them the exact top. It consistently works. If you have not made back multiple times the cost of what I'm charging for Trader Society, I genuinely do not understand at this point. I genuinely do not understand. So with that being said, what's the game plan for tomorrow? Game plan for tomorrow is very, very simple. This is what I'm seeing on the daily chart. The daily chart, in terms of the SPY, I'm seeing one pattern. Now, I'm not saying it's going to do this, but what I am saying is if the SPY does gap down tomorrow, I will be interested in playing put options at our key resistance levels, which I'll be giving you very, very shortly. But the main play will be buying call options for a recovery at our key support levels. Based off of this daily chart pattern, and what I've done is I've simply went back throughout the chart history and I've basically looked for a pattern to see what happens when SPY does this, right? Which is how I came up with that $448 price target yesterday. Go back and watch the videos. But what I've done is I went back throughout the chart history and I took these two daily candlesticks. And these two daily candlesticks right here, all I did was I went back throughout the chart history and I identified if there was some sort of pattern. What is SPY supposed to do? So based off the pattern that I saw, and there wasn't too many patterns in this case scenario, but based off of what I saw doing that, analyzing that history, analyzing what's supposed to happen if history repeats itself, if the SPY does gap down, it is going to have a bullish recovery towards our key support levels. That is what's supposed to happen. So I already know back in the mind with the pattern that I'm seeing, if the SPY gaps down, I'll be very, very interested in a bullish recovery at our key support levels. And I also know there will be good opportunities for puts as well. So if we gap up, if the SPY gaps up, I'm just going to do puts at the key resistance levels, and then I'll look for calls at the key oversold levels. So what's the game plan, man? This is the game plan. So in terms of put options, we're going to be going with the gap up first. Let's say the SPY gaps up tomorrow. So if the SPY is gapping up tomorrow, if it's going bullish for tomorrow, these will be the levels for puts. Very, very simple. We are still interested in the gap. The gap has not filled yet, which is at 449.20. We are interested in doing puts at the gap at 449.20. We will keep our eyes on it, but that is not the best level if it gaps up, but we will keep our eyes on it. Also pay attention to the pre-market highs. If you see a nice pullback at the pre-market highs tomorrow, that could be a key level to try puts on for the retest. Now, our true best level would be 451.22. This is your higher gap that's waiting to fill. It hasn't filled yet. It already partially reversed and closed at this gap. That is our key resistance level where we are extremely interested in doing puts. And then the level above that would be $453.40. Those are our three levels for put options. We'll be looking for resistance confirmations. We will be looking for, this is another thing you could do, right? So in terms of our key levels, I told you guys, puts was one of our key levels at 448. So one thing you can actually do is this. If I say puts at 448, you can just do this. You can wait for it to just crash at 448. So like right here, look at this, 447.80. You see the support? When it crashed and went bearish, it had a very nice drop at our key level. So if the SPY goes right back up to our key level, that previous support in the pre-market is supposed to react as a resistance level. And as you can see, that's exactly what happened. So you could have just done puts at 448 right here instead of trying to do it right here or right here. That's another thing you could do. If the SPY is forming consolidation, it's forming support, it's breaking out towards one of our key levels. If it cracks that support, identify where the bull trap was triggered, right? So this right here, this is how you identify where the bull traps were triggered. Where did the SPY absolutely get destroyed? Right here, when it cracked this consolidation level, it started selling off hard, which was 448.40. Now, what was the lower level? The lower level was at 447.80. So right in between our key level zone, right? So if you see it's just getting crushed and blowing through our key level where we're interested in doing puts, you can short the retest. When it spikes back up to that level, that previous support level, these previous consolidation levels, this level right here is supposed to react as a resistance level. So write that down. And you could see that worked. Look at this. Our level right here was working towards 448.40. Look at that. That zone that I gave out at 10 a.m. worked for 2 more scalps. That was 2 more ideas that you didn't even know about. You might have not even thought about that. That was 2 more ideas that I posted at 10 a.m. Both of them worked. 447.90 is literally the exact top. And then right here, the higher level worked too. As soon as it tested the higher level, do you see how well that's working, man? So pay attention to where those bulls are getting trapped and do this when SPY is at resistance levels, when it's towards the key levels that I give out for the puts. That's when you're going to want to do this, not when it's getting crushed at support. Don't do that with the levels we're interested in for calls. Do it at the overbought levels, the resistance levels we're interested in puts. That's what I like to do. I like to lead you in the best risk to reward, the best overall possible case scenario for your potential trades, right? So with that being said, that's the game plan for puts. Very, very simple. Now, if the SPY gaps down, this will be the plan. If the SPY gaps down, we will keep an eye on 448.45 for puts. That will be one of our key levels, 448.45 for puts. We will keep an eye on that, 448.45 if the SPY gaps down. Now, if we do gap down, what are the key levels where we are interested in buying call options for the reversal? Because like I said, based off the daily pattern, if the SPY does gap down, it will try to have a bullish reversal. So what would be our key levels to buy those call options? So let's start off with the best ones. These would be the absolute best ones. I'm going to say, and again, this is speaking for tomorrow, 445.50. There's a gap that's waiting to fill at 445.50. The SPY literally just reversed off that 449 gap. So you better believe me, it is gonna try to reverse at this 445 gap once it closes and has a reversal. Now, what's the next best level below that? The next best level is gonna be right here at 442.80. Those are the levels for tomorrow. Now, in terms of this week and in terms of true best levels later on for this week, we love the idea of buying calls at 441. Whenever that hits, that should work out great. We love buying calls at the lower gap at 440. Whenever that works, that should be great, right? Those are just going to take more time to trigger. So I gave you the levels for tomorrow and I gave you the levels for later into the week. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick price ladder. So I want you to understand, this price ladder is going to help you read price action. If one of the levels reacts as a support level, reacts as a floor, reacts bullish, it spikes up to the next level. If one of the levels reacts as a resistance, reacts bearish, it goes down to the next level. And not every level in this is a key level in a best setup. And you're going to want to use confirmations, whatever it is that you use in terms of confirming if it's support, resistance, right? In terms of confirming that's going to work in your favor as well. I use candlesticks and price action. I do not use indicators. But with that being said, this is the ladder. So in terms of the ladder, 453.50, you can use this for this week, right? So 453.50. What's the next level? Below 453.50. The next level below that is going to be 451, right? So we're interested in puts at those two levels. That's key resistance. 451 is a very nice gap. What's the next level below that? 449.20. Interested in puts for the gap close reversal, not technically the best level. What's the next level under that? 448.40 is truly make or break resistance right now. What's the next level under that? Right here is going to be 446.50. The SPY will try to bounce first at this level. It will. Now, I'm not valuing that my best level for calls, but it will try to bounce there. And always understand, when I say something, is not the best level, it could be the best level for the next day. Just based off of the chart, I'm trying to lead you in the right overall direction. But as a team, when we actually trade live, we'll be able to identify what's truly going to be the best level for the day. But in terms of the videos that I make, I'm trying to lead you in the overall best direction I can possibly lead you for a successful trade. It will try to bounce first at 446.50. That is key support. Now, a great level for calls, next level, 445.50, gap close reversal. What is below that? Below that, we have quite the bracket. We have quite the wider drop. Below that is going to be 444. Now, that's not the best level, and I'm not too interested in that level. The level that I would be interested in below that is 442.70. And then below that, these should all work phenomenally. We should spike at 441 whenever it wants to hit 441. We should spike first. We should spike at 440 and close the gap whenever it wants to spike first, right? You watch how well these trend reversals play out. And we look to play them at the initial reaction, the first time they are tested, when people are not prepared and they are not ready to seize the moment. But you and I are, because we prepare. That's how we stand out. And that's one way how we create our edge, using these unique trading strategies. We prepare in advance. And like I also told you, you can wait for the bulls or bears to get trapped at our key levels, and then you go with that retest, right? I showed you how to do it with puts, and then later on in the videos, I'll show you how to do it with calls. So I'm going to leave it off at that. So look, man, if you are serious about investing into your education and into a network and into surrounding yourself with self-sufficient traders and multiple multimillionaires, it's going to be the first link down below in the description. Everything in terms of what's included in Trader Society is going to be down below in that first link in the description. It is a one-time fee and it is lifetime access. And I can assure you, this is going to elevate your trading and take it to the next level. So if you do want to be surrounded by us, it's going to be that first link down below in the description. You do get access to the entire video lesson library, which teaches you how I create my key levels, all the trading strategies that I'm using to profit off of price action, how I develop them, how to read price action, how to master it. It also teaches you all the unique gap trading strategies that I've created. It teaches you how to master price action. This is what we do. We make money. If you want to learn how to make money and you want to be surrounded by multimillionaires who are making money, this is going to be the team for you, because this is what we master. We know how to make money within the market. We know how to take it out of the market. If you want to make money, it's the first link down below within the description. Everything is explained down below. I'm going to leave it off at that. We will absolutely crush it tomorrow. This trading plan that I have is expected to be even better than yesterday, and we will trade it in real time as a team. I want to give a big shout out to the lead moderator and lead trader within Trader Society, G-Roar. G-Roar absolutely crushed it today. He ended up alerting calls at 447.70. He ended up buying calls right here because we identified the SPY was going to try to retest the high of this 30-minute candle, and there was a bullish green 30-minute candle right here. It was on the verge of breaking out. He ended up buying SPX calls. Within 1 hour, they went up 300% plus. G-Roar is an absolute beast. I want to give a big shout out to him. The entire chat today crushed it. It's not just me. These moderators are absolutely destroying it. We have one moderator who I literally just launched a business with. He's educating people now. Now it's making over $30,000 a month. We have two moderators who said, fuck it, let's launch our own Discord. Now they have 400 members, right? It is what it is, man. We have the opportunity. We know it works. We know how to make people money. We will make you money. If you want to make money, join the program. It's the first link down below in the description. I will see you guys till then.